Monday, March 23rd, 2020. Yeah, I'm back at y'all again, man, with this information, man. I love it because it's giving me some understanding about states of states and all this other type of shit. You feel me? But let me go on. What did I tell you? As a result of the bankruptcy of the United States, INC, they will need to vacate Washington, D.C. for 90 days, just as they did during the Florida Chaz election nonsense in 2000. So what are these madmen doing? Drumming up an excuse to vacate Washington, D.C. for 90 days due to the coronavirus. And what is going to happen? What has already happened? We, the actual, factual, legitimate government of this country, the United States of America, have already claimed back all the formally delegated powers of the municipal government by operation of law. Every judge, every judicial official, the government of Westminster, the Pope, and all others concerned with law on this planet are called to bear witness. The United Nations and the governments of the world and all the legal professionals have already been given notice, and so has President Trump. When any federal subcontractor is rendered incompetent for any reason, including bankruptcy, the powers delegated to them via constitutions return to the delegator by operation of law. And here we are, ready to receive those powers back. The American states and people operating through our unincorporated Federation of States, the United States of America, delegated all powers that the federal subcontractors have ever had or ever exercised in our behalf. Now that the municipal United States government corporation has been bankrupt, this organization is rendered incompetent and is in liquidation. The powers vouchsafed to the municipal government do not somehow magically migrate to the territorial government. Those powers return to us, the original delegators, together with all the municipal assets. So the world and the American people have already been put on notice that this is happening and that the actual American government has stirred its stumps and assembled the states of the Union in preparation to receive back all the powers ever delegated to the municipal government of the District of Columbia and Washington, D.C., together with all assets thereof. The members of the remaining territorial government and the British Crown can keep their greedy paws and false claims and comments to themselves, hoist their sails from the patent office, and secure the vacated capital for us. Whether we march in to take possession or not, we have already proclaimed and accomplished the acceptance and the acknowledgement of the return of the assets and powers and possession of the capital and seat of government. The role of the territorial government and the U.S. military in all of this is crystal clear. We are the civilian government and always have been. The American states and people are calling our employees to heal. Their role is to protect our assets and persons, not oppress, steal from, arrest, or otherwise intimidate Americans on our own soil. Everyone read the Constitution, which is the law of the land. If you are standing on the land, that is the only law that pertains to interaction of the government personnel with the people of this county. Not statute, code, regulation, or military law applies to us. Only the Constitution. The actual government of this country and the people it serves are not going to pay for any abuse by our territorial employees. We are going to charge a minimum of 3 times damages and $1 trillion per American killed or permanently damaged in any attack of any kind. This is being fully advertised and published so that no party to any action damaging us has any cause to protect their ignorance of the consequences. And we have already acknowledged and accepted back all the delegated powers and assets of the municipal United States government. So there should be no further confusion about the role of the territorial government concerning this circumstance. The territorial government is ordered to secure our assets for us and nothing more. No mass arrest, no forced quarantines, no forced vaccination. Actual employees of the territorial government and their dependents may be obligated to undergo such measures as a condition of their employment. But the actual civilian government has not declared any national emergency and does not recognize any such emergency declared by the territory government as anything beyond an administrative matter imposed by a corporation on its employees. For the record, if the territorial government chooses to be stupid and similarly seeks bankruptcy instead of coming to its employers for assistance, the results will be the same for them as the municipal government. The moment that the territorial government enters bankruptcy, all powers delegated to it revert back operation of law to the actual unincorporated federal states, DBA, the United States of America, and we pre-acknowledge and accept the return of those powers in that eventuality. The operation of law involved is clear. When delegated powers can no longer be exercised by an assignee under contract due to accident, illness, or incompetence, the parties revert back operation of law to the delegators of those powers, and they are no longer within the possession of the former recipients of the mandate. So if the Queen wants to keep her contract with us, and if the U.S. military, remains true to its obligation to uphold the Constitution, formal accommodation must be made to reconvey all the purloined American assets back to the actual American states and people via their federation of states, and provision must be made for us to access our assets and pay our bills directly with no further interference or administration for us by the hired help. This virus is indeed a smokescreen. For one, attempts by the British Crown to steal our assets from the municipal pirates who also stole from us, or two, attempts by an American president to recoup the American assets for America. Whichever it is will become apparent in the days to come. Meanwhile, keep your eyes on the ball and remember that the actual government of this country has already taken the appropriate action, filed the necessary notices and liens, and prepared to receive back and revenue all property owed to us by our subcontractors operating in foreign jurisdiction. And also, everyone remember this immutable principle called a maximum of international law for the last 10,000 years. Possession by pirates does not change ownership. All assets owed to the American states and people which have been seized upon our foreign subcontractors, employees, and purloined by them for their own benefit have been taken under the international laws of piracy. By law, everything stolen from us by pirates or in the possession of pirates is still ours. And whether we are dealing with the municipal pirates or territorial pirates is immaterial. All that matter now is whether Mr. Trump and his administration choose to do the right, required, and honorable thing, which is to fill the obligations under the Constitution owed to their actual employers and return our assets recovered from the municipal pirates to us, or do the wrong, prohibit the dishonorable thing, and act as territorial pirates against their long-suffering employers. In our view, and in international law, a pirate is a pirate, is a pirate. So it's time for the U.S. military to make an official and public choice. Are you honorable men or pirates?